Welcome to the Axiom. New file detected. Launching file. How's it going, everybody? My name is Leo, and today we are continuing the Disco Elysium file. Where we last left off, we had completed the La Responsabilité quest again, and then we had also completed the Pigs quest and got our gun back. And I was in here and I just noticed this. Did I interact with this before?
Over there, in the corner.
The pinball machine?
Not just any pinball machine. This is the pinnacle of pinball. Cornelius Gordy and the Mountain Goats. It's lit. You can't wait to get your hands on it.
Of course it's lit.
Lit. A phrase almost synonymous with the Insulindian pinball scene. Any pinball scene, really.
Kim, are you seeing what I'm seeing?
The pinball machine. Gordy's Goats. A classic.
Wait, you've played it?
A little.
Feels like a lot. Too much to play it again.
Let's take a closer look. I don't remember. This is all new to me, so I guess I didn't interact with this last time.
Ah, great.
Lieutenant sighs.
Cornelius Gordy and the Mountain Goats reads the golden lettering on top of the back box. There's a small column of text underneath. The machine is coin operated. Get the game on, Fingerboy.
What?
Those flippers are ready.
Lean closer to read the text.
Above the painting of a mustached man climbing a hill, a column reads, inspired by the legend of Cornelius Gordy, taken on the world's tallest peak, Corpus Muindi. The Mesk legend holds that when the nation is in danger, heroic Gordy shall return and save his people.
Interesting. Inspect the playing field.
The theme of the game is to explore Gordy's climb through the perspective of goats and to ascend to the top of the mountain in a time of trouble.
Interesting. This seems very, thematic for the world. I like this theme. It's interesting.
The peak of the mountain is at the top of the playfield. All the balls have small goat icons on them and represent the goats as they race up and down the mountain. Areas around the playfield represent Gordy's climb, places he was said to have camped, which the goats can discover. Get them to the summit.
What's with all the goats?
Indeed. Think of them as balls.
Okay. You know what? Really quick. So today we are going to... I was told that there's a obscure quest with Joyce involving what you tell her about Everard. There's some kind of obscure quest that someone mentioned in the comments that I might take a look at. So we're going to do a game of this. We'll see about that quest, and then we will explore the tunnels. Is what I'm thinking we will do today. Okay, so what is this?
It takes a while to get into a ring.
Gertie ball is
Pretty
lit.
soon, you're able to keep 3 goat-faced balls in play with relative ease.
Interesting.
Go, go, Fingerboy.
Don't call me that.
I feel sorry for the goats. If they only knew the kind of guy old Cornelius really was.
Wait, what kind of guy was he then?
The kind of a guy who uses the word savages a lot when recounting his travels. Masked nationalist.
A racist mountaineer?
An avid huntsman too. He was often photographed in his dining hall, surrounded by wall-mounted hunting trophies from every continent.
That is not cool.
He also hit his wife.
Oh.
And kids. Other people's kids too. Sometimes pets. Hateful little man.
Well, that takes all the fun out of this.
But you seem to be having fun.
He nods at the machine. I'm pretty good at this.
Your
Time
game
is passing.
definitely improving.
Oh my
The
god.
jolly goats are flying all over the board. And although a few plummet to their deaths, you're never left with less than 3. Suddenly, a special passage leading to the summit slides open at the top of the board. This is where the balls need to go.
Concentrate and aim for the narrow passage.
Maneuvering a goat ball into a position for a perfect hit isn't easy. More fall to their deaths.
Interesting.
But finally, the opportunity presents itself.
I think
One
an
of
hour
them
has
gets
passed.
through. Tiny hammer shatters something inside the machine. Something glass.
What?
An ampoule? The words "pale rupture" light up on the speaker panel, and the machine starts filling with a thick, milky fog. Something's happening.
Oh, I can see the fog here.
Congratulations. This is where the game ends. It's a cheap way of getting more money out of the players. A stupid nihilistic finale.
Huh. So... the words pale rupture. So... I got into the pale and that's the end?
There's so much fog, you can barely see anything. Some is actually leaking out of the machine, and one by one, your goats start slipping, disappearing into the milky nothingness.
Oh, is it a way you never actually make it to the summit? You just disappear into the pale?
This can be navigated. The bulls leave almost imperceptible disruptions in the fog. Use them to calculate where they hit next.
Alright.
You're down to your last goat, going mostly by sound. Eyes are useless at this point, but that goat is something special. 5 times you snatch him back from the jaws of death.
I'm gonna get ready to up my morale. Kim, it can be done, just watch.
I am. I've seen it before. Played it too. You will eventually make a mistake and then it's all over.
Why did they even make these if it's impossible to win? Oh. They've now given me 2 options for this. 3% -1 bad at ball games. That's hilarious. You know what? Sure, why not?
How, if you can't even see it? The last goat plummets into the fog with almost suicidal glee. There goes nothing, finger boy.
Don't call me that. Alright, well that was fun. And interesting. I want to see... the other thing I want to check out is the Arno van Eyck thought unlocked posters around the world for Arno van Eyck's gigs. So I want to see if I can find a couple of those just to see what they do. Because I have a skill point, so I could get rid of Arno van Eyck and swap it out with White Morning. But I want to know how useful the Arno van Eyck posters are. Unless did they just add... oh, it looks like a blizzard. Has this been the hardest it's snowed? But okay, so are the posters things that we can interact with? What is this? A message has been carved into the wall. Trans Nation, Ache Nation. You seem new. You weren't part of the people who were playing with the bulls, were you?
Officer, care to play a game with the lonely old man?
The jolliness is gone from Gaston's face. I think he was one of the dudes who played with the bull.
Actually, never mind. Wouldn't be the same.
Where's Renee?
The prick is gone. I can barely believe it.
Oh wow.
But he's really gone.
Gone? Gone where?
Hell, most likely. He was an absolute Kent.
How did he die exactly?
His hungry little heart finally gave out. The dock workers found him in the guard booth this morning. Wasn't even supposed to be working for another week, but he just had to prove how tough he is.
Wow.
Guess he was about to head home, 'cause when the dock workers found him, he was wearing civilian clothes and not the Kuketu uniform I saw him in all the time.
Interesting.
Sometimes I thought he was wearing it just to piss me off. Now the joke's on him, 'cause he's gonna be buried without it.
Was he really that bad?
I repeat, An absolute can't. Even his old army buddies didn't want him around. He was like an old viper. The only people who could stand to be around him were Jenny and me. She saw something in him when we were just kids and...
Is that his wife? The one who's in the photo? Or his ex or something?
And she never lost sight of it. And I thought if the most beautiful being in the world can love him, then there must be something worth holding on to.
Did you love him?
We've hated each other our entire lives. So much, in fact, that...
He falls silent and looks at you, eyes filling up with tears.
Yes, I loved that angry prick. He didn't deserve it, but I did. You know what his last words to me were?
He wipes his eyes with a sleeve. Tell me.
In Guillaume's time, you'd have been shot without trial. That's what he said to me. He lived a cant, and he died a cant. Let's leave it at that.
Sure, let's do this. Here, something to remember your friend by. Give him the photograph of Renee and the girl.
Let me see. This was 60 years ago. We all went to that parade. Young Renee looked so happy, and Jenny...
Eyes blurry with tears, he has to stop.
I'm sorry, officer. I just... Thank you. Thank you for this little memorabilia. It really means the world to me.
That was nice. A small thing for us, but invaluable to him. He probably didn't even know René had the photo.
I offer my sincere condolences.
Yes, we are both very sorry for your loss.
It is what it is. Part of life, really. But to know someone for 79 years, then one day they're just gone.
He mumbles, only half listening to you.
I just don't know anymore. About anything, really. But you must need something.
Too bad Renee's gone. I was hoping to ask him about Maybelle's.
René wasn't really what you'd call a botanist, officer. And believe me, he didn't like Insulindian lilies.
Wait, Insulindian lilies?
That's their old name, dating back to the time of kings and crests, and all that other stuff he loved so much.
Why didn't he like them?
There were many reasons, but mostly it was the communals. They called them the Bells of Revolution.
A sad smile passes his face.
I guess in the end, the Insulindian lilies were just another piece of the whole Insulinde. The royalists had to surrender to the Mazovian insurgents. It doesn't really matter anymore.
I want to go over a few more things about Renee, if that's okay?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
What about René?
No, we're good.
Yes,
It is what I just don't know anymore. About anything, really. But you must need something.
Bye for now. Huh. That's sad. Oh, is this what's left over of the... Oh. The low rumble of a bass beat. Your heart repeats it. Alright, so let's go and see Joyce really quick. And then... So let's see about this quest.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
So I've been dealing with Everard again. She nods with well-contained curiosity.
She's not even asking you anything. It's so easy to just say.
He asked me to deliver an envelope?
Sounds like he has you running errands, Detective. A well-established dominance ritual. Where did he have you deliver it?
Here.
Here? Oh no. What does that bloated hellbat want with my little cinder block town?
The fact that she calls it my little cinder block town is not
It's
reassuring.
clear the village has already grown dear to her. Strangely so. Why did she come here?
Yeah, I'm thinking that's strange too.
No, don't tell me. I don't want to know what he has in store for this place. Probably a statue. It's a statue, right? A giant statue of him. Or better yet, his twin brother. Practically the same thing, but makes him seem less like a psychopath.
You're quite fond of this village, aren't you?
I should be. In my youth, I had a brief dalliance here in Martinez. He was an older man with impossibly broad shoulders.
Oh.
He's probably dead by now. Even his shack is long gone. Not that it matters. These buildings are all carbon copies of one another.
You've been to Martinez before?
Yes, I was slumming it with some girlfriends of mine. We had boats and... Don't hold it against me. My paramour certainly did not.
Sounds like you miss those times.
Not overly so. It's not like this was the only place we visited. Me and my girlfriends from Azon with our shiny boats. Like reavers. We told ourselves we were the worst thing to happen to the coast since the Coalition landed in '08. Imagine.
She tosses her head.
Oh no, she's sentimental, all right. Why would she come here otherwise?
Why did you come here then, to this jetty?
I'm over-radiated, Harry. I do silly things sometimes, out of Pale-related illness. Like sail over here. The moral of the story is, do not spend 22 days a year in Pale transit. Don't waste your 20 slumming it with your stupid friends. And don't deliver Everard Clare's mail.
Her bony finger is pointed like an arrow at your chest.
Are you satisfied, Detective? What else can you tell me about your mail delivery quest for Everard? Do you think it will improve the place?
He wants to build a youth center here for the children of Martinez.
A youth center with Edgar Clare's statue on top of it?
She looks down the jetty remorsefully.
Go ahead. Help him. Make it so. I have no power to stop him.
You would prefer something else? Not a youth center?
First, there won't be a youth center. Whatever he's told you or the residents, it'll be something horrific. Perhaps even worse than a statue. So, yes, I do.
I've already completed this quest. Like what?
A fishery. I've been speaking with Lillian here. She gave me the idea. The infrastructure is all here, and with my connections... Sadly, it's just one of the million things I'll never get round to. I just have to accept that I'll never be the rich candy girl who goes around solving people's problems with money.
So you're sad you can't buy the place?
Yes. I'm sad I'll never have the time, Detective. I've always wanted a dilapidating fishing village.
She is more defensive about it than usual.
Full of ghosts and ancient memories. Has this errand yielded you any information?
He asked me to open a door.
A referral, you mean? I take it this was for someone in the RCM. Don't answer that.
I actually lied that I opened the door. I didn't really do it.
Stupendous. Pulling one on the old Worm. Commendably done. And did this trick yield anything interesting? I assume it was necessary. For the case.
Detective, I advise you to be very selective with what information you choose to share. This may have consequences beyond our line of sight.
Fair.
He means beyond the coming days and weeks, or the grasp of newspaper and radio reports that may trickle to your desk if you ever return to Precinct 41 in the far future.
The Union's militant wing organized the lynching, which is not true. Well, they organized the like show so that it would like be thrown off. Everett says Wild Pine sent mercenaries after the Union and now one's dead. Everett asked the Union's militant wing to fully cooperate with the investigation. He didn't seem at all worried about the whole conflict that's developing. Need to be on the coming days and weeks or the grasp of a newspaper and radio reports that may trickle to your desk if you ever return to Precinct 41. I guess let's try to be just vague. He didn't seem at all worried about the whole conflict that's developing.
I wouldn't have taken Everard for a saber rattler. Was he surrounded by Union men he wanted to impress?
No, it was more like he wanted things to get worse. In secret, of course.
Do I want to lie? I'm very hesitant now that I'm actually seeing the dialogue. Maybe I won't pursue this quest because I don't really know. I like Joyce, but I don't know if I necessarily want to give her tools that could either implicate me in something I didn't do or something, or like I don't know. I don't know. The thing is, I like lying about this. Like, why would I lie about this? But at the same time, also, I feel like this is something she should know. I don't know. It might affect the ability of... Well, I mean, Everett doesn't really want to compromise with Wild Pines, does he? I don't know. I think I'll tell the truth. He wasn't trying to impress anyone. I think he wants things to escalate.
Or he wants you and me to believe he wants to go to war.
Maybe.
Of course, brinkmanship takes showmanship. We should have seen it before, in his office. He might well have been performing for us.
There's always that risk, ma'am. But if I may offer my opinion...
All right.
He means it.
He might well have been performing for us. Kim's right. I'm pretty sure he meant it.
I'll think it over, Detective. Thank you for relaying this information to me.
All right.
This gave her pause. She's pensive, suddenly. Hard to say about what. Have I underestimated the Union's ferocity? She has to ask herself by now.
Okay. I don't think we should say these first two. I think that's too much. I don't think there's any harm in saying this one, because it's actually a good thing. Everett asked the Union's militant wing to fully cooperate with the investigation.
How benevolent. Hopefully they'll help you sort this whole business out, if they haven't already.
While we appreciate your assistance, ma'am, I'm afraid we can't discuss the specifics of an ongoing investigation with you.
Yeah.
That is only fair.
I've said all I can.
Well, I hope it yields something. Otherwise, you'll have opened that door for naught. Anything else?
That's all I've got to say.
What you've said is quite enough. You've given me a lot to consider, and may have helped me prevent this conflict from escalating.
Continue.
Hear that, hero? Feels good, doesn't it? You should relay confidential information more often.
Come on. I didn't... Those two things, I don't think were all that much. I'd rather talk about something else for now, if you don't mind.
Of course, Detective. You can always drop by later, should something come up. Now, what else can I do for you?
Thank you, that's all for now. I don't think I'm going to pursue... Oh, it auto-saved. Oh, boy. I think that I'm going to stay away from that quest. It would be nice to do as many quests as possible, but if it means giving up obscure information, then I don't think I'll do it. So I think now we're going to go ahead and explore the tunnels. But that was definitely an interesting conversation. So let me see. Am I wearing the clothes I want to be wearing? Alright, so the things I switched out was I gave myself the gloves to have better interfacing, and I switched out my jacket. I switched out my jacket and shoes. So my shoes have the reaction speed and hand-eye coordination, and the coat has the empathy and hand-eye coordination as well. Instead of the visual calculus and esprit de corps, and instead of the perception boots. So yeah, let's go ahead and go into the tunnels. Let's see what's in store for us. I'm gonna go ahead and quick save. Let's go ahead and equip my flashlight. Flashlight in the left hand. Tear bag in the right hand, just in case. Never know when I can find some garbage. Actually, have I ever found tear in, like, indoors? I don't know. I'll leave it. I don't really need it, I don't think. Alright. Let's see what we have here. In the beam of the flashlight, a crevice in the wall. Oh, interesting. Is that me? Stale fabric, smell, and dust. No one slept here in months, maybe years. What is this? Plus Revolutionary's hat. +1 to Mazovian socioeconomics. So is that like an Ushanka with the Mazovian logo, a pair of deer antlers on its silvery white front? Your ears feel cuddled and cared for by the state. Friendly neighborhood communard. Oh, okay, so is this a, like, communist hat? Revolutionary propaganda on the bunk bed. Ancient flyers and brochures. These pots and plates are full of dust and spider webs. The same slit window you saw from the outside.
Could this have been the killer's hideout? And this narrow window, the point of origin of the shot that killed the mercenary?
Isn't it facing the wrong way?
This does look like an embrasure, a slit made for shooting out of.
Peek out.
Outside the window, the day is clear, and as mild as can be in early spring.
Turn to Kim. Could the killer have used this as a hideout?
It's a great place to hide, certainly. But there hasn't been anyone here in ages.
Kim, I can't see the whirling in rags. The shot didn't come from here.
Indeed. No one could get a clear view. Well, at least we've been thorough. I like thorough.
The lieutenant's voice betrays a slight disappointment, which he glosses over by reasserting control.
Yeah. I mean, okay, so check the island. I don't know where the island is. Yeah. We'll get to that later, I guess. But anyway, yeah, I was like, isn't it? Yeah, this is facing, based on where we came in from, this is like facing the boardwalk, isn't it? It's like facing the dock. The whirling is in the complete opposite direction. Like, it's like down right from where we are. I don't know. Let's click on this.
A mustachioed and mutton-chopped man, amateurishly depicted. gazes at you with sad eyes. The plaque reads, K. Mazov. There is a spider web in the lower left corner of the portrait.
Brush the dust off the portrait.
Years' worth of dust is shaken off. The full head of hair, matched by an ample moustache and sideburns, look a bit silly.
It's Krasmazov. What a troublemaker he was.
Yes. Looks like some latter-day radicals were hiding out here. They left a long time ago.
A long time ago. How long?
Half a century? This was probably part of the network of defense posts the communards built against the amphibious landing.
Like against the coalition?
I think the purpose of this bunker was to produce propaganda. It would have had radio equipment back then, but that's all been looted.
What's with all these secret weapons caches and secret bunkers?
We have found a lot of those lately. I guess what most people think of as history tends to linger in rundown neighborhoods. Martinez being what it is, no one has gone through the trouble of cleaning out the old bunkers.
Maybe I should move in here. Seems cozy. I don't think we should. I think that old lady's house is fine. Could someone have stopped through here recently?
You mean like Ruby? No, I think we've stumbled on a piece of history.
He looks at the dust. Let's go. That was interesting. I don't think we should run. I don't want to be heard. Oh, wait a minute. Is this... That seems like it keeps going. Is this,
This isn't just glass. These are old computation components.
These are computer components? We are under the Feld Electrical Building.
Yes, filament memories. From the time when wires were cast in glass, slides with an inlaid nervous system.
How'd they do that, and why?
The how was a closely guarded secret. Something that was locked in safes in human heads across the river where they were manufactured. As to why, your fingers don't know. The why is easy, because they hadn't come up with modern silicon-based systems yet. For vitreous cast filament memories, though, these seem incredibly advanced.
Hey Kim, look, old cybernetics.
So it is. I think it is used to form a single system, slotted in the wall.
The lieutenant tilts his head, watching the light glimmer on the glass. So this is all that remains of Feld R&D?
The rest of the building seems to have been picked clean.
Could this be part of the Feld playback experiment?
These? No. These are old filament memories. I hope you're not expecting to find that device here. You will be disappointed.
All you'll find here is pain.
Cheerful. Finished thought. I wonder if, So, I had this thought a while ago, but I don't know if I ever voiced it. I wonder if the pail that was in the church, like the, swallow, somehow got into Harry's head while he was drunk and erased his memory that way. Boot prints in the sand. One of the soles appears more worn than the other. They go in that direction. Let's see what's over here. There's something in the air, an unnatural buzzing. Oh, I can hear it. She went this way. I want to check this way really quick. The tunnel collapsed. You'll have to find another way around. Oh. Yeah, the footprints go this way. It did occur to me that I should equip my gun. I don't want to, though. I don't want to equip my gun. I don't want to kill Ruby if I can avoid it. And it's getting louder, the buzzing sound. Oh, is this the pale emitter?
There it is again, like a swarm of hornets buzzing under your scalp. A strange tingling you can almost smell.
Lieutenant, do you feel something?
No. What do you mean?
A pain, a strange tingling.
I don't feel it, but we should still be careful. There were footprints back there, and I'm pretty sure they were fresh.
Hold on, you really don't feel anything?
No, but you are the sensitive one.
It's not a quib. The situation is dangerous.
I saw them too. Footprints with the right sole worn down. Worn smooth.
Looks like our suspect. If she's in here, we need to plan our next step carefully.
What do you mean?
Once we detain a credible suspect, who knows what the Union and the Wild Pines will do? We'll set in motion events we have no control over.
Oh boy.
You will upset the balance of power in Martinez. The deadlock between the company and the Union will destabilize.
Oh my.
Keep calm. Go over the whole situation in detail.
We found out Everard's plan to take the harbor. Maybe we should tell Joyce about it?
I leave that to your judgment. You already know what I think about cross-pollinating information like this. It's dangerous, but...
He just can't be sure. Maybe it will yield something useful.
So that must be the quest the person in the comments was talking about. We found out about Everard's plan to take the harbor. Maybe we should tell Joyce about it. Cross-pollinating information. How bad do you think things could get?
Well, we are not responsible for what we can't predict, are we? I don't think the entire city will be razed to the ground.
Oh my god, he smiles in the dark.
If you can't predict it, there's nothing you could have done.
What do you think is waiting for us there?
I think I see a cavern. Maybe more cellars? I think we've been careful enough. We still have the element of surprise.
I wouldn't be so sure. You haven't exactly been sneaking.
Or maybe not. Either way, once we go deeper, there will be no turning back.
Enter the cavern below the Feld building when you're ready. Note, Union and cryptozoology business might end when you do. Huh. Okay. In that case, let me go out really quick. So they've detained the suspect. So I don't know if it's that simple. Like, is it really going to turn out that Ruby did it? I don't know if it's all that simple. First, let me try to open this thing. Just to see if I can complete that quest.
An old door, worn by elements, guards the depot. The wind has blown a sand dune in front of it. The door hasn't been opened in a long while. You see a handle.
What did this say?
From here to the whirling? I can't see how. The church is in the way.
I mean, let's try to open the door and see what happens, I guess.
You rattle the handle a bit, then push on the door with all your weight. It does not budge. Not only is it locked, it's also jammed shut.
Huh, the door's shut tight. How can we get in there?
We don't get in there.
What do you mean? We get into, like, everywhere.
Frankly, you're just going to have to accept the fact that you can't get in through every single door.
No. We've gotten into every door thus far. That's what we do. We open doors. We're cops. That's our perk. Even Everard knew that's a part of our MO.
But that's who I am, who we are.
Yeah, I understand you. I like opening doors as much as the next guy. But this one is simply beyond repair, and we don't have the resources needed to open it. Relax. No one's hiding in there. If we can't open it, others can't either. And thus they can't get in.
He looks at the door with a rueful smile.
At least you can think about opening it. About doors in general. They are, after all, fundamental to your life. Perhaps something useful will come from this.
What? Hang on. One more door. Plus one half-light. What is behind it? God damn it. It cannot be. A disgrace. That door on the coast. You remember the one, right? The one that leads to the abandoned supply depot? Why, in the name of all that's holy, does it not open? Why? There has to be a way to get through that unopenable door. By gods, you're the police. All doors are supposed to open before you. What will the others at the precinct think if you can't open a goddamn door? There must be another way. That's hilarious. All right. Let's walk away. And now it's just tempting me. Hang on. I just had the thought. I'm running around trying to like get the island thing to trigger because I don't know what will trigger it. But I just had the thought. Why would the cryptozoology stuff end if once we detain Ruby? Because like it's popped up a couple of times how, oh, it's a joke, insects have to do with it. Insects have something to do with the murder.
With dead, poor thing.
But how? Like, did Lena do it? Or did Morel do it? I don't know. I think I will. He's just not sure. Maybe it might yield some useful info. I don't know. How worth it is it? The cryptozoologist stuff is done. The Union stuff is done. So yeah, the big question is, what would the consequences be for telling Wild Joyce about Everett's plan to take the harbor? She'd be able to intervene. He's just not sure about the cross-pollination of information. I mean, personally, I do not want Everett to take the harbor. So, let me see.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Okay, here's the thing. I have lied to Everett at every turn. He can't take the harbor right now because I faked those signatures. I got him the wrong signatures. However, that doesn't mean that he can't try again after the fact. What I did is just going to be a temporary setback. He could obtain the correct signatures through other means. So I guess the big question is, do I want to help Joyce? The fact that Joyce cares about this village is making me believe I can trust her, maybe. But I also don't know what, in general, the consequences are going to be if I tell her that Everett's planning on taking over the harbor. I mean, if she truly cares about the village, she would be able to take preventative measures. I've already kind of told her what's going on, though. I just haven't told her explicitly. But that thing that popped up should we tell Joyce about Everard's plan to take over the harbor? Maybe something useful might be yielded from it. Just to make sure I'm not missing anything, let's go ahead and pursue it. I helped him turn up the heat on the borscht.
Did you now? What sort of borscht is he making?
The cook makes it to keep the strikers drunk. Oh. The cook makes it to keep the strikers drunk, helps them strike. I did quick save, so if I really wanted to, I could back up and not do this. Now, let's see.
Strike brew. That's a classic. And by turn up the heat, I presume you mean put more alcohol in it?
Nope, you misunderstand. I turned the knob like this. Turn the heat down.
Beyond curious. I will choose to interpret that as you turning the alcohol in the strike brew down. For the sake of our professional relationship. And because I don't like the idea of them any more drunk than they already are. What else?
I'd rather talk about something else now, if you don't mind.
Of course, Detective. You can always drop by later, should something come up. Now, what else can I do for you?
Oh.
Of course. Anything to help.
Nope.
I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news.
Of
Of course.
That's all
of
I
course.
needed.
How else can I help?
Don't tell her you've met Everard right away. This time.
Oh?
Hang on. Let me see what this
Sounds
is.
like he has you running errands, Detective.
Here.
It's clear.
No, don't. Giant statue of him. Or better yet, his twin. Yes.
Yep.
She is more.
Full of ghosts and ancient memories.
Oh, okay.
Has this errand... What else can I do for you?
I'm very confused because it made it sound like... Hang on.
Oh.
Let me go through this one more time.
Sounds like he has you running here. Of course, Detective.
Huh, okay. So nothing new actually came up. So I gave her a lot to think about. I told her that he wants the thing to escalate. Is that what he meant? Is that what he meant by tell Joyce about Everard's plan to take the harbor? Just telling her that I think he wants things to escalate? Because I don't want to talk to Everard. Because I don't trust Everard at all. So I don't know. But I guess let's go into the Feld building. Do I want to talk to Everard? You know what? Let me just remind myself of what Everard's dialogue options are. Odd that you didn't catch this graffito earlier. Van Eyck Overdrive, it says. Okay, so it basically creates more orbs for me to click on, which is cool. Alright, so this has opened up again.
You're back before the cargo container. Its draw has not lessened since you were last here. If anything, it seems to have grown slightly.
Been in the world for 2 days, been in this world for many days. One more door. So, I mean, you know what? What do I need to roll for this? 58%. I have 7. Okay, so I have an 11. So I need to roll a 7 or better. Yeah, 7 or better.
And as it's always been,
Oh my
it's
god.
impossible to
Wow.
open a container with the rhetoric. Maybe you're losing your mind.
Nothing more to do here for now. Gosh darn it. I'm never gonna open this container door with my mind. Something has to come of it eventually. What jacket was I wearing? I was wearing... No, it was my shirt. I might keep rhetoric, actually. Nah, I'll keep the drama up. So what new stuff do you have to say now?
Mr. Dubois, the word in Martinez is a certain police officer is
Oh,
once again
interesting.
happily reunited with his service weapon. Congratulations, my friend.
He winks at you.
I prefer my police officers old-fashioned like that, with a gun. You can do so many things with a gun that you can't do without one. Now, what can I help you with?
Interesting. A few more things regarding Joyce.
Great! You want to bounce something off your old friend, Mr. Clare, right? Well, let's hear it, Harry.
Nah.
Absolutely, Harry. What's on your mind?
A few more questions about the harbor?
I'm always happy to educate and entertain you, my friend. So, what's on your mind?
Nah.
Very nice, Harry. Is there anything else?
Everett, I'm going to leave now, but we might talk again later. Okay, so those were all dialogue options that I didn't want to pursue. I don't want to show Everett my hand until it's too late for him to do anything about it. So I think I'm okay. What I think I'm actually going to do now... Do I want to try to open this door again? Have I crit failed every time? Actually, I could have sworn last time I did... Is this check set to fail every time? I could have sworn last time I attempted this check, I also crit failed. So maybe I'm never meant to do that check, but what I'm thinking I want to do is... Do I want to get rid of Arno van Eyck? Because that doesn't really do much for me. I mean, it gets me 1 point per thing I find, but how many things am I realistically going to find? Maybe I should get 1 more door? But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to finish Wasteland of Reality by reading some of my cases, and then I'll go in.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A cabbage of papers hanging from the board, with the permeables drawer inside. It's barely held together by a clip, then made complete by the faint smell of urinal
I can
cleaner.
slide the hidden drawer open.
Without resistance or sound, the 2 panels move against each other. The compartment is now open.
Here, let's
It's
close it.
slightly, ever so slightly, difficult to breathe once you've done so. The drawer is locked. Blue ink drips from the white pages in your hand.
Here, let's read a case
It
file.
takes about half an hour to piece one together, using the system you've devised. Which one do you want?
How much longer does this have? 6 hours. Let's do... the Next World mural.
This one is relatively easy to reconstruct. Overnight on 1202, a graffito, nay, a mural, appears on an 8-story tenement overlooking central Jamrock. The building is a sparsely inhabited ghost tower, part of a failed real estate development called Grand Couronne. Cause of failure, rent too high.
Oh, interesting. So I had to figure out who painted the mural?
The mural is enormous. 2 silhouettes, a man and a woman, are kissing. The text cut into their form reads, "True love is possible. only in the next world. For new people, it is too late for us. Wreak havoc on the middle class.
Interesting. So is it... Huh.
People call it that thing and that fucking thing. It's visible for miles. In 2 days, the station's complaints desk gets clogged with requests to remove the bummer. You and your partner are assigned to the case. The graffito crew is easy to track down. Only the bell-lectures have the literage of industrial paint to cover the surface. One of the graffito artists is rumored to be rich. They take responsibility for the execution, but not the design. The ideologue of the next world mural, as the crew calls it, remains an unknown.
Wait, do I ever find out who came up with
The
it?
case files do not show you finding the author of the design.
Read on.
The crew agrees to clean up after themselves. However, your partner, JV, is against the removal, citing public support for conservation. This leads to a debate in Precinct 41, which then spreads to the streets of Jamrock, ending in a rare plebiscite organized by you and the rest of Row 3.
So I removed it against some of the people's wishes?
The 9,000 people subjected to the mural's message, all of Lakeside, Central Jamrock, and Villalobos, plus half of the eminent domain, participate in the vote. Although the case begins with what appears to be a lot of rambling on the streets as to how juvenile and stupid the mural is, given a choice between 2 options.
Huh. Oh, can I choose how this case ended? That's interesting. Or is it just going to be no matter what I choose, one of them is going to be what it is? It is really big. It is also vandalism. But now that it's there, is it... I mean, if it's abandoned, then it's not harming anyone. It's just upsetting people that see it. I don't know. I guess, like... Let's say keep the mural. It is right.
A staggering 78% of voters choose to keep it. Turns out the opposition were a loud minority, and that love truly is possible in the next world for new people, and it is too late for us.
I don't know. Huh. All that remains is to wreak havoc on the middle class. The middle class is not to be blamed. It's human nature. I like it, but can't we wreak havoc on other nations instead? I must have voted and possibly even lobbied to remove the thing because I don't believe in that rubbish one bit. Say... This love is not possible in this world. It's possible in the next world. It's too late for us. I guess, is that saying like peace and love or something like that is not possible because like their generation's too violent? Is that what the mural was trying to say? I think love is possible in this world. I don't think, well, at the very least, I don't think it's too late. I don't know. But I also don't know if it's possible in the next world. Let's go for option number 4, because I don't know if I necessarily believe in the message of the mural.
No one cares what you believe in, man with the smelly toilet paper. What do you want to tackle next? Or are we done? Not much.
I can
has
revisit
changed.
this. Let's go ahead and go back to the tunnels. Is, come on. I'm glad I got to at least take, read one case before I explored the tunnels. Because I don't know what is going to happen. I don't know how much of a point of no return this is. Well, I guess it did tell me it's just going to be the Union stuff and the cryptozoology stuff. So the game is not going to end. So I guess let us...
Yes?
No, that's not what I wanted. Let's go. And let's figure something out. Just because, yeah, like I said, I only read that. I read that because I thought it was going to, make this go by quicker. And it kind of did, but it looks like I'd have to go through all of the quests, and I'm not sure I want to do that just yet. So I'll go ahead and I will fast travel and explore the tunnels. So I spent a while when I got to the entrance to these tunnels looking at the skill screen, because I have 1 point left and I don't know where to spend it. I think I was debating if I should do suggestion or rhetoric or something like that, but I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I'm going to just keep it, because I can assign it when I actually see what the check is. Because I think I'd rather try to make it so that Ruby doesn't die or something, or comes peacefully. So depending on if it's, and if it does pop up as rhetoric or suggestion, then I'll have no qualms about using the point in the middle of the conversation, because those are skills that I'm kind of focused in anyway. So yeah, let's go ahead and I guess go deeper. I genuinely don't know. I don't know if talking to Everard is supposed to trigger like the quest, but I don't want to talk to Everard. But I think whatever information I gave to Joyce, I kind of like locked it. So, oh, I'm actually going to, let's quick save here. That way I have a surefire spot to go back to. Upload successful. Click here to view previous files. Have a pleasant day.